What up, party people? JustWall here again for another crazy random video. No music, no trailers for video games on this one. This one is 6 Signs of Schizophrenia. I want to see if I'm schizophrenic. I don't think that I am. I think I understand what schizophrenia is, but looking to dive a little bit more in and see where my brain's at. So let's just jump on in on this one.
Hi Psych2Goers, and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for your love and support, enabling
Absolutely.
us to make yet another exploration into everyday psychology and mental health.
I'm here
So
for
let's
you.
begin. When you think of schizophrenia, what comes to mind?
I think about people hallucinating and seeing things that are not there. I also know that there's a lot of when you think someone's watching you or someone's out to get you, and so it definitely is a mental disorder that messes with your brain. At least that's my understanding. I am no doctor.
Does having multiple or split personalities make a schizophrenic? The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Psychiatric Disorders, also known as DSM-5, defines schizophrenia as a mental disorder consisting of a constellation of symptoms such as delusions, hallucinations, disorganized thinking, and abnormal behaviors.
That makes sense.
No
Yeah.
single symptom alone is characteristic of the disorder, and people exhibit different symptoms. Today, we will be discussing 6 signs of schizophrenia. But before we begin, please remember this video is for educational purposes only.
You listen to her.
Do not use this information to self-diagnose.
You listen.
We encourage you to seek professional help from a psychiatrist or other
Absolutely.
health professionals.
Absolutely.
1.
Agreed.
Delusions.
Delusions.
Do you know
okay.
of someone who believes they will be harmed by an individual or group even though without evidence?
Right. See, that's what I was talking about. Delusions of people coming to get you. Paranoia. I'm going to make a lot of references here to drugs. I apologize. But it's kind of like if you smoke too much weed and you think everybody's out to get you type shit.
This is an example of a persecutory delusion. What about someone who believes they are the richest person in the world? Grandiose delusions are exactly that.
Interesting.
Delusions are beliefs that do not change even when there is clear, conflicting evidence present. Other types of delusions are referential delusions, such as, the trees are telling me something.
Now, this I've had happen to me on mushrooms, but definitely not in normal, sober life.
Or nihilistic delusions such as, the world is ending, and somatic delusions such as, there is something wrong with my body, even when my
Interesting.
doctor disagreed.
Interesting. So also has aspects of people who are like, I'm sick, or I have this weird health problem, and their doctor's like, no, you don't, but then they just don't believe. Interesting.
2. Hallucinations.
Good stuff.
Have you ever heard someone hearing voices that seem so very real to them, occurring outside their own thoughts?
I actually have never met somebody. I have a friend who is diagnosed schizophrenic, and I met others diagnosed with schizophrenia, but different levels. Again, this is like there's different. There's a spectrum of things here, right? So I don't think that my friend was experiencing any like hallucination or like audio people talking to him, but I can't be for sure.
These are auditory hallucinations, which are the most common in schizophrenia. Hallucinations are experiences that happen when there is no external stimulus. Hallucinations can also be visual, which is the case if you see something that is not actually there. However, hallucinations can be a normal part of religious experiences.
Religious experiences, interesting. Yes, I mean, I guess you would put that together with some things that I've taken that have made me hallucinate and see things. But usually there's like medication involved. I know you can hallucinate from not sleeping, and there's other ways to do breathing exercises apparently, or meditation for hallucinations. But I'm guessing with schizophrenia, it's uncontrolled hallucinations.
And having hallucinations without other symptoms does not mean that you have schizophrenia.
That makes sense.
3. Disorganized speech. Have you seen someone constantly switching from one topic to another, especially when there is no obvious connection between the topics? Such is the identity of disorganized speech.
Yeah,
Sometimes it can be so incomprehensible that others cannot understand what is going on. Another case of disorganized speech is tangentiality, which is when someone just goes off in tangents.
Well, I can say that I go off in tangents at work when I'm dealing with things, so I even have a note on my desk here. I'll show you. This literally sits in front of me, and all day long it says, "No more tangents." If I don't remind myself, I will go on tangents. So it's a good reminder to write yourself notes sometimes.
4. Abnormal movements or motor behaviors. Catatonic behavior is a marked decrease.
It's my favorite person. This is fine. That's my daily meme.
In environmental reactivity. And catatonia is a group of symptoms that usually involve a lack of movement and communication, and can also include agitation, confusion, and restlessness.
Trippy.
Common catatonic behaviors include showing reduced responsiveness to the environment that lasts for hours or even days, performing strange movements, and staying in uncomfortable positions without shifting. They may echo their speech, have difficulty speaking, or erratic and extreme movements. The opposite can also occur. Someone can move so much without a clear goal, which is called catatonic excitement. However, catatonia, like hallucinations, can be a symptom of other mental disorders.
I just keep hearing catatonia, and I keep thinking of that awesome band from Sweden. So, just so you know, I like catatonia. But this is interesting information.
Like bipolar disorder or major depressive disorder with catatonia.
Trippy.
5. Decreased emotional expression. Do you know of someone who shows diminished emotional expression? Do they sound very monotone, like a robot, and appear very stiff when they stand, compared to a relaxed position that we usually expect? When we speak, it's typical that we display facial expressions that show how we feel. A sign of schizophrenia is a lack of emotional expression that is typically expected. Other symptoms that are signs of schizophrenia include avolition, which means a lack of motivation to do anything.
Well, that's like almost everyone I know. Elogia. That's like most of my friends and me on the weekends.
Alogia, which means less speech output, and asocial.
Oh, that was elogia. What was it called when it was avolition?
Which means a lack of motivation to do anything.
Avolition? Alright, got it.
Alogia, which means less speech output, and asociality, when someone shows no interest in social interactions. 6. Memory problems. According to J. Daniel Ragland, professor of psychiatry in the UC Davis School of Medicine, people with schizophrenia have difficulty retrieving associations within a context.
Interesting.
This creates a pervasive loss of memory that makes everyday life a challenge. For example, you can't work if you can't remember the steps in what your boss told you to do.
True.
Memory troubles are caused by the dysfunctional frontal and temporal lobe regions in the brain. We hope we were able to give you some insight into the different signs of schizophrenia. Do you now understand the 6 signs of schizophrenia?
I wouldn't say that I completely understand them, but it does make more sense to me now. There's a lot of different things going on here, and it sounds like it can be multiple levels of all of these, or some of these.
Do you know someone who may exhibit some of these symptoms of schizophrenia? Let us know in the comments below.
I can say that I don't have any of these, or have not experienced any of these scenarios sober. Like the hallucination stuff and all that. Yeah, I never have had any of that. I don't ever have audible hallucinations outside of, taking something that would give me that. Paranoia, I guess I have, there's some weird crap that goes on around my house that makes me paranoid, but I all in all, there's no reason for me to go ask a doctor if I have this by any means.
If you find this video helpful, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and share it with someone who might benefit from it.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to get notified whenever Psych2Go posts a new video. As always, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and I guess it goes right here out the same as well. Thank you for watching this. It's very interesting to me. I'm interested by these types of videos that kind of explain symptoms of different things that I've never experienced, and I always am curious if I've experienced anything that appears on these lists. So that's why I make these videos, because it's helping me understand what these different mental issues can be. Quite interesting. But yeah, like she said, like and subscribe this video, help my channel grow, and I thank you for being here and taking the time to check this out with me. Alright, peace.